year. And then 2018 I went to Antarctica to complete the set.
Yeah, I was looking at your photos on your website. I particularly like the one where you're running past the "Beware of the Penguins" running across your across the run route sign.
Yes, no, Antarctica was an amazing experience, and the wildlife was just absolutely incredible.
Go on, tell us about that one.
It was. There are thousands and thousands of penguins, obviously. The way we got to Antarctica, we first flew to Buenos Aires, then flew on down to the southern tip of South America, and then we went on a Russian ship that took us across the Drake Passage to the Antarctic Peninsula. The seas across the Drake Passage are very, very rough. They're the roughest seas in the world. It's the only part of the globe where there's no land all the way round, so there's nothing to sort of break up the currents. Yes. When we eventually got to Antarctica, of course, there's nowhere for the ship to actually tie up. There's not a nice jetty or anything. So we travelled ashore. We had to climb down the side of the ship and into these rubber dinghies. And go ashore on these rubber dinghies with outdoor motors. Another part of the wildlife that was quite interesting were the leopard seals, who were really quite aggressive.
Oh, right.
And would actually attack these rubber dinghies as we were going across there, and actually sort of bite into them.
So how long did it take you to get to there? You've been through a big journey to actually even to Buenos Aires, then on a boat in the roughest seas.
Yeah, I mean the sea crossing's about 2 to 3 days each way.
Goodness.
So no, it took quite a bit of time to get down there.
Yeah, and was everyone travelling together who was going to the race, or?
Yes. Everybody. There were actually 2 ships going down to the race at that time, and because of there are regulations in Antarctica that control how many people we can have ashore at any one time. So they had to run it as 2 sort of separate races on consecutive days.
Yeah.
So we were the first ship down there, and then the second ship would arrive the next day, and they'd run their race, and then they would combine the results.
So they had to run the Leopard Seal gauntlet after you.
The Leopard Seal gauntlet, yeah. The most amazing creatures of all were the whales.
Okay.
Which were absolutely immense, and on one occasion we were out on the water in our dinghies, and 2 humpback whales came right up to us.
Wow.
And for 20 minutes they actually entertained us. Our boat was maybe 15 feet long, and the whales were 40 feet long.
Wow.
And they could so easily have just flipped us into the water.
Yes.
But they didn't. They just kept coming out of the water, making all sorts of sounds, rolling over onto their backs, and just generally trying to communicate with us. It was absolutely magical.
It sounds amazing. And the actual race then, and the route itself in Antarctica, tell us about that.
Yeah, the race itself started in a pretty fearsome blizzard. It started at a Russian research base. Now again, because of regulations, you're not allowed to use any of the facilities of the bases. So having come ashore in the rubber dinghies in our sort of wetsuits, if you like, we then had to change into running gear just out in the open. Start the race. It was a looped race. I ran the half marathon, so there were 3 loops.
So what time was this? You were in the day that you jumped off the boat into ran the gauntlet with the Leopard Seals. what time of day was this?
This was sort of mid-morning, really.
So you'd got prepped for the actual race on the boat.
Yeah,
wetsuit gear over the top, and then yeah.
That's right. Yeah, so we prepped in the morning on the boat, and then I say that the half marathon was 3 loops. So we ran past a Chilean base and then onto a Chinese base where we turned round. There were a couple of people who were friends of the runners who weren't actually runners themselves, and they acted as marshals.
Wow.
And one of them, a good friend of mine from America, was actually trying to fend off leopard seals while he was marshalling to keep them away from the runners.
That is going a bit above and beyond. They deserve.
That's right.
They deserve their volunteer T-shirt for.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, he definitely earned his money that day. Yeah. Yeah. So the first lap was essentially running a blizzard. This blizzard came out of nowhere, and we just ran it in a blizzard.
What sort of temperatures are you talking there, Doug? What were you running in? What sort of temperatures?
Wasn't as cold as Siberia, but it was still probably -5 to -10.
Okay.
Felt a lot colder than that. Probably on the third lap because the wind suddenly got up. In the Antarctic, it's very famous for the winds.
Yeah.
That really blew up. The snow eventually stopped, and then it became very slippery. Yeah, running on fresh snow is quite nice because you get grip.
Yes.
But once it freezes solid,
yeah,
then it got a bit slippery. So it got a bit hairy towards the second and third laps, and then the winds blew up. So, and then of course once you finish, they just get you back on board the ship as quickly as you can. Yeah, you don't really want to hang around.
No.
So you can get into